With the trade deadline coming to an end earlier this week, we saw the Red Sox trade for first baseman Eric Hosmer. And interestingly enough, the Red Sox's top prospect, Triston Casas, has a little bit of a past with the new Red Sox first baseman, as he was a mentor of Casas during high school. And I had the opportunity to speak with Triston Casas just about that.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I want to welcome you back into the Locked On Red Sox podcast, and thank you so much for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. I'm your host, Massachusetts Pirates team insider Jake Ignaszewski, and we saw the Red Sox top prospect, first baseman Triston Casas, return from an ankle injury just a few weeks ago. But upon his return, he struggled a little bit at the plate. But luckily, over the last 10 games, he's found his groove and recorded 10 hits over those 10 games. And luckily, the Red Sox recently acquired one of his former mentors in Eric Hosmer. Funny enough, Hosmer and Casas went to the same exact high school and graduated just 10 years apart. But during Casas' senior year, Hosmer took him under his wing, invited him to his house, and also gave him some advice during his final season. And I had the opportunity to speak with Triston a little bit about what his reaction was hearing about that Hosmer was acquired by the Red Sox, as well as what has made him so successful since his return from his ankle injury. Before we get into my conversation with Triston Casas, I just want to take a second to talk to you about LinkedIn. So as we gear up for fall, you need the right people on your team to help your small business fire on all cylinders. LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier for you to find people that you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 800 million people. Then add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile and spread the word that you're hiring so that your network can help you find the right people. They have simple tools like screening questions, which makes it easier for you to focus on candidates that have the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. So to get to LinkedIn Jobs and get your free job posting, go to linkedin.com/lockedonmlb. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. Now let's listen to my conversation with Triston Casas. So especially with the most recent trade for Eric Hosmer, he was one of your mentors during high school. So what was your reaction when you first found out about it?
No, I thought it was awesome getting the chance to, kind of come full circle with Eric. I remember he was pretty much till the time that I signed, he was the only major leaguer I had ever met. So, he wasn't a bad guy, to know in the early part of my high school career and then the early part of his major league career too. I know he would, he was very generous with his advice, and he was very generous with his information, but I just wasn't able to relate to him on that level. And I'm sure if we were to talk hitting now, I still wouldn't be able to relate to him. Just he's got 12 years of major league, service, and he's got a lot of time on the field. So I'm looking forward to picking his brain, getting to learn from him a lot. Hopefully play with him in the near future. But no, when I found out the news, I was really excited.
I also read that during high school he invited you over his house a few times. And so what sort of advice did he really give you during that time?
Yeah, during that time, it wasn't anything major. I don't nothing that resonates with me at the moment. But I just remember the way that he was so welcoming of me, even though I was really a nobody, and at the time, just a high school guy, just, trying to get by and try to get better, try to make something happen, maybe get drafted, commit to a college, so that was the boat that I was on. So he was just open and willing to answering any questions that I had. It wasn't so much, him giving me advice. It was just him honestly being there for me and just, letting me, and that just let me know that the type of guy he is, just very selfless and, treats everybody the same with respect, which is exactly what you want out of a guy like that.
And even though the trade just happened, just a few days ago, have you been in contact at all with him over the last few days?
No, I haven't been able to speak to him yet. I'm hoping to speak to him in person. That'll be the goal. But no, I haven't been able to reach out to him. I talked to him a couple weeks ago. He was wondering about my ankle and stuff, so we talked then. So I haven't been able to reach out to him. I'm sure it's been a hectic couple days for him. So the last thing I want to do is reach out, and I don't know if it's a congratulations or I don't know how he feels about it. So I'm sure it's a great opportunity for him to come over here and play in a winning environment, and I wish him the best with us, and I hope he does good, and I get to learn from him a lot.
And speaking a little bit about your return from your ankle injury, struggled a tiny bit at the plate coming back, and so you had a lot of success in the last 10 games or so. What did you really notice that led to that struggle at the start?
Yeah, I still think I'm struggling. I still think I'm trying to find my rhythm, trying to find my timing. I mean, as quick as I want it to happen, as quick as the season's moving by, and I'm trying to slow it down. It's been. Yeah, I did take 10 weeks off. I did take 7 weeks without grabbing a bat. So I try to be patient with myself, but at the same time, realize that I did miss a good portion of the season, and not to try to get back in all one day, but to try to chip away little by little has been my focus.
And you said that you still feel like you're struggling a little bit, but you've gotten 10 hits in the last 10 games, and so what do you think has been the key to that success?
I mean, the key to success, the key to finding hits is just finding grass. I'm not focused on getting hits. I'm just focused on making good contact. I think making good contact, swinging at good pitches, having good at bats, it all leads into the process in getting good hits and getting hits and getting on base and the good formula that you want and a good offensive player. So I think I'm trending in the right direction. I think that I'm finding in between being over aggressive, being not aggressive enough, swinging at good pitches that I can drive, but also protecting the plate, not trying to fall behind in the count. So it's a really hard game. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggles, but that's why I love it so much.
Last one for you. You mentioned some of those struggles and some of those ups and downs, and especially when you're preparing. We know how important the mental game is. 90% of baseball is the mental game. So what is sort of your approach in that realm, and do you go through positive affirmations, or what is sort of your mental game approach?
Man, it changes after every single at bat. I'm telling myself something different, but for the most part, I'm just telling myself control what I can control. The ball's got to travel 60 feet. My bat's got to go 2. I'm trying to stay simple, make it as easy as possible, trying to look for a good pitch to hit. Doesn't really matter the speed. Every single pitch is a little different. I got a little feeling on every single pitch about what he could throw, and I know what I'm looking for. And then, when that combines, then beautiful things happen. But the mental side of it is just trying to stay positive, trying to take it one day at a time. If the numbers aren't there, that's fine. I know numbers come and go. They fluctuate, go up and down. But trying to not get it back in one day has been my focus. Just trying to chip away, have good at-bats, team at-bats, and just trying to play the strategy of the game. Whatever the game calls for at that moment, I try to execute it as best as I can. And sometimes it works and it looks great, and then sometimes it doesn't, and that's the game.
Greatly appreciate your time, as always.
I hope that you guys did enjoy my conversation with Triston Casas and found it interesting hearing about his past relationship with Eric Hosmer during high school, his mental approach, and much more. But before we end this episode of the Locked On Red Sox podcast, I just want to take a second to talk to you about BetOnline. So BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your betting needs and find your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. You can find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be your top online resource for all your sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. So head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
But as always, we greatly appreciate everybody making Locked On Red Sox their first listen of every single day. Now make your second listen Locked On MLB Prospects. Paul Francis Sullivan, please call him Sully, gives you his passionate updates on the MLB each and every single day. So follow the daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB. It's available on whatever audio platform that you listen to. But also make sure to follow Locked On Red Sox on Twitter. It's LO_Red Sox, as well as myself at Jake Iggy, and also my co-host Lauren. It's at La 3 Laws, Lauren with 4 R's. But as always, we hope that everybody has a great rest of their day, and we'll end it how we always end it. Let's go Sox. Peace.